Hey everybody, welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. I am your host, Ichigo.
And I'm your other host, Mikan.
Join us this week as we discuss what we would do if we became magical girls. Hey everybody, welcome back.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Welcome back to Anime Sekai Podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining us this week. So, this week we thought we would have a little bit of fun and discuss what we would do if we suddenly became magical girls, aka Mahou Shoujo.
Mahou Shoujo.
uh,
There's a lot I would do, I feel like.
Really?
There is, I do think. So, in terms of this, are you thinking like what your powers would be per se? Or like what was on your mind when thinking about this topic?
In terms of this, I was kind of thinking a little bit about everything. So, like, would I have a whole like transformation sequence, or would I have
Um,
like some special gear? How did I become a Mahou Shoujo? Was there like, you know, a character that, or not a character, but like, let's say a friendly animal character that just popped up one day? I was like, we need you to fight crime. Or was there kind of like, a mystical thing that I just happened to find, and I all of a sudden I became my whole shoujo? Like, there's a lot of things, but it's also dependent on like what villain am I fighting and why am I fighting, kind of thing. So I thought a little
okay.
bit about every aspect, I guess,
Mhm.
but only just to a certain degree.
So, were you
What
thinking in terms of like Sailor Moon? Like, was that the vibe in your mind?
Well, Sailor Moon was part of it. So like, if by any chance like I became a Mahou Shoujo, I would definitely want a Sailor Moon like transformation sequence,
Okay, I like that. I
because I
can get
feel
that.
like it's classic. That's what everybody knows. It's, you think Mahou Shoujo or Magical Girl, you think Sailor Moon or Cardcaptor Sakura. But the
Yeah.
difference between Cardcaptor Sakura and Sailor Moon is Cardcaptor Sakura never had a transformation sequence. She just showed up in costume.
Mhm, yeah.
And Sailor Moon, like, she had a whole brooch that like transformed her outfit into her,
Yeah.
I'll put battle gear, or her battle outfit
So
and
what
stuff.
I always wondered with like particularly Sailor Moon because they have like
Hmm.
these extensive poses, and I feel like that was very like I know it didn't start with Sailor Moon, but it was very like Sailor Moon esque. I'm
Hmm.
wondering like, are they in the middle of the street and they're doing these poses and they're transformed? Like that's my image while people are walking past, being like, "What is she doing?" Like,
I mean, but that's
you know?
that's the funny thing about like these transformation sequences in the Mahou Shoujo like universe, is like you
Mm,
never actually see anybody else,
yeah,
like
it's like they're in
innocent
a magical realm.
bystanders. Well,
Hmm.
not only that, like I have seen some anime with Mahou Shoujo where they're like in a, I'll put like a boundary where you can't necessarily see what's going on, or like they don't
Yeah.
destroy the town basically.
Yes.
But with other Mahou Shoujo, it's almost like they're either fighting super early in the morning or late at night. They're never fighting like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon where there's like people
Mhm.
walking around and can watch them. Um, so I feel like for me, I would either want to fight the bad guys like not super early in the morning because I'm not a morning person, but like in the morning time, because don't mess with my evening. Like I want to I want to eat. I want to be able to relax. Like
Yeah.
I got stipulations to me being my whole shoujo fighting the bad guys, but definitely I would want a transformation sequence because that's the
Mm.
best part.
Okay. So in my mind, the first thing I think of when I think of like Mahou Shoujo, I think of like Madoka Magica. Um, because I really like that story, I'm not gonna lie. But
Hmm.
because it goes along with the whole if like one day you had a mystical magical creature come up to you and basically give you the option to like turn you into a magical girl, but you're basically selling your soul. Like it was just in more of like a dark, realistic way. You know what I mean? Where you gain something, but you have to also lose something.
Right. Right.
And also at the end, like if you make it through, it's like, what would you wish for? Like you get a wish kind of thing, right? What would you
Mm-hmm.
wish for? And I feel like that's my image of like if I turned into a Mahou Shoujo, that's kind of like I'm fighting something and then at the end I sort of get like a wish granted.
Mm.
I don't know what I would wish for though. That's what I'm not sure about. What would I wish for?
Well, I mean, if you fighting all these bad guys, hopefully you would have had your wish at the time, like at least know a little bit about your wish at the time that you fighting some of the
That's
bad guys in the beginning, but
true. I mean, I could also die and not even make it to make it to the end.
I mean, yeah, that could be true too.
But
I
for
don't
some reason,
know.
my image of like Mahou Shoujo, like the story, like a lot of the stories, I always imagine it's like you have to sell your soul to become a Mahou Shoujo and then fight. I don't know. That's like my essence of
I
understanding.
I feel like that's just Madoka. I don't know
Yeah,
about like the selling your soul because the thing about a lot of the Mahou Shoujo too is that they're young. Like you don't
they
now
are.
there is a show that has just recently come out this fall where the Mahou Shoujo are older, like they're adults. And I
Yeah.
can't think of the name of it off the top of my head right now. I know it's on Amazon Prime, but typically, with the exception of that show and a very select few of others, all the Mahou Shoujo are middle high school
Mhm.
kids. They're not adults. So, for my next question, at what age range would you want to become a Mahou Shoujo? I feel like middle school is too young. So, not
Oh
like,
yeah.
or even
I
like
mean,
elementary school with Cardcaptor Sakura. Like, that's
are
too
we
young
fighting
for me.
people
Yeah, like
in
you
this
fight
world? Hmm.
monsters and like the evil people and the bad guys. Like if that's the case, I kind of want to be an adult.
No, I definitely want to be adult. Well, the thing is, my mental state, like, I feel like perfect would be like current age and late 20s. Physical state, probably way younger.
Okay. Um, I
Like,
think I would agree with that. Yeah, mental state. I want to be a little bit older. Like
mhm.
maybe I'll say around the age between the age of 22 to 25,
Okay. I don't mind
or
even
maybe
older, even
even.
past what I am right now. I'll take all the wisdom I can get. But I just need the physicality of like a young 20-year-old, or even a high
Right.
schooler, like teetering
Right.
on adulthood when you're at your peak.
Yeah.
Granted, will the magical like being a magical girl, do I just magically just get superpower? Like, because I'm assuming I get some powers. Does my body just will it just heal itself and will it just, be energetic? Because if that's the case, then it doesn't matter what age it is.
Well, that's the other question. So, would you rather use magical gear or have powers? Once again, perfect
Mm,
example, Cardcaptor Sakura used magical gear, but she herself was not magical
not magic, yeah. Well,
compared
I guess
to Sailor Moon or even like the characters of Tokyo Mew Mew. They were magical and had magical gear. Sailor
mm,
Moon had magical gear. I guess she could transform, so I guess in a way that's magic, but like she couldn't do anything outside of her own transformations. So I'll
I
say she
mean,
had magical gear.
yeah. I mean, I'd rather just take the magic because then I can just do it whenever I want to.
I mean, yeah, but I think I would want both because think about it. If you
Oh
have the
yeah, if you can
gear,
get
it
level
enhances
ups.
your magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No,
like
if
level
that's a
up.
possibility, I would totally take it.
Yeah. Let's say if my gear gets knocked out of my hands, then I at least want to have something else to
Yeah,
defend myself.
some kind of magic. Yeah, that's why. Because if you don't have that thing with you all the time, then you're basically a regular human. And God
Right.
forbid these things come fighting you, and you're not prepared.
Well,
Well, wah wah.
not only that, it seems like the bad guys, some shows, the bad guys, if you are using magical gear and the magical gear gets knocked out of your hands, the bad guy, even though they don't have magical gear, they somehow have magical powers that they can still take you out with. And I'm
Mm,
just like, there's no equal balance. If the bad guys have magical gear and the magical gear gets knocked out of their hands, they should not have magical powers to back it up
yeah,
if I don't have magical powers, because that's not fair.
yeah. I mean, I would take all the powers. Like whatever power I can get, give it to me. Would you want a sidekick like those animal sidekicks? A lot of typically it's a cat, a lot of them, like the symbolism of a
Yeah.
cat. Would you want one? And what would it be? What animal? Or even human maybe?
If I'm being completely honest right now, like blunt honest, no, because I feel like if they get on my nerves, I'm not gonna want to deal with them. Like I'm just gonna be straight up honest. Like no,
Oh my
because
god.
if they get on my nerves, then I'm like I'm stuck with you. But I would only want to be able to call a sidekick animal character if they could actually do some damage.
Like they
That's
have
the
powers of
only
their
time. Yeah, like if
typically
they have
though.
powers of their own. Right, that's the other thing. They don't typically have anything. They're just mouthy.
No. The thing is they're like teachers. A lot of times they're there to teach the girls like what to do, what's happened. Like they're like senseis, sort of. I feel like a lot of times that's how they're put down as more than a
Yeah, I would
sidekick.
agree with that. I
Honestly,
would
if
agree
I
with
could have
that.
an animal that would explain to me like what is going on and how to use my powers and whatnot, I would take it. I would take it, even if he's a little mouthy.
I'm more of a hands-on learner sometimes. So,
So you
I
just
mean,
wake up one day with these powers, don't know where they came from, don't know what happened,
I
and you're
mean,
just like, well, I'll learn as I go. Don't you want to
they
know?
could yeah, like they could bestow it upon me, but like I don't want you to be around me 24/7 cuz here's the thing, you got to live with me and you got to be around me when I'm not a magical person and you still trying to teach me lessons when I'm not. Like no, I'm just trying to get through my day. Like there's no bad guys coming after me right now. Why are you talking about these bad guys? This is the last thing that I want to worry about
But what if they're
cuz they will
best
stress you
friends? They could be
out.
your BFF. They could be your BFF, and you could send them
That
away.
could.
You could be like, "Hey, I need some space," and they'll be like, "Okay."
That's not always the case with these magical like
Yes.
sidekicks. Like they're with you and then they'll be talking about, like do you understand if I am a magical girl in my adult life and I am working a full-time job and a magical girl full-time and I got a mouthy sidekick, like that's stressful.
Okay, well, if I'm a magical girl, I better be getting some wishes, all right? And I would wish that I have enough money where I don't have to work because I'm out here
I
fighting
mean,
crime. I better get paid for it, okay? This is not free labor here.
oh, speaking of, you just brought up a good point. It's not free labor. So, if you were a magical girl, would you want the town or city or area that you're protecting to know that you are a magical girl or not? Like, are you hiding your
Am I the
identity or no?
eh, more than likely I would hide my identity because my weakness would be the people if they know my identity, my everyone would know my weaknesses. They would know the people I'm related to, the people that I care about, like too many loose ends there. But my question also is, am I the only magical girl? If I am, then I'm definitely
Ooh.
hiding my identity. But if I'm not, then maybe because it's more of a common thing, I wouldn't worry too much. But I think 9 out of 10 times I'm going to hide my identity.
Yeah, I think I would too. Because now
I
that
feel
you
like my
put it that
greatest
way,
strength is,
like,
yeah, your greatest
don't come
strength
after
is
my
like your
mama.
anonymity. Yeah, yeah, literally. Don't come after my mom. But like, yeah, I feel like anonymity will help protect you in those ways.
Yeah.
They just don't know you.
Okay.
They don't know me like
Okay.
that, okay? They don't deserve to unless I'm getting good money. If I'm getting a good paycheck, then maybe.
Well, and here's the other thing, like with being a magical girl, the anime cliche is magical girls look exactly like their original characters. Like,
Mhm.
so my question is, are you a magical girl who can transform and you look completely different? Or do you still look like you, but just almost like
Oh.
you're in cosplay?
Oh, if I get the choice, I would like to look totally different. Why not?
Right?
If I get to be anyone, oh yeah. And I get to choose? Oh yeah. No, I would totally choose a different person. Or like even make
Right?
my own. Yep.
Because then that's another way of protecting your identity. See, 90s
Yeah.
Sailor Moon didn't get that. The bad guys were looking at Usagi and they were like, oh man, she looked like Sailor Moon. She can't be Sailor Moon. I'm like, she looks exactly like Sailor Moon, just without the extra gear. Like, totally like my whole
Oh.
shoujo cliche. Like, even Tokyo Mew Mew, a lot of the characters. So, for example, the main character, her transformed look looked just like her, but her hair color was
Mhm.
different and she had cat ears and a tail. She looked like a cosplay version of herself. You know
Like,
what
we
I'm
know who you
saying?
are. Yeah.
Like, like I know who you are now, but with some other Mahou Shoujo, so I'm thinking like Precure type, they all look
Oh,
different
okay. They like
compared to their
transform.
main
Yeah.
characters. For example, one character, her hair may be short in her normal
Mhm.
character, and then the next is
Yeah.
like longer hair for her Mahou Shoujo type. So,
Yeah.
you know, but where are your powers coming from? I want to answer this question for you, but are your powers like love and happiness based? Like what type of, I should say, element of powers do you have? And if
Mm.
I'm gonna be honest, I feel like part of your powers might be dark.
Yes. Absolutely. Without a doubt. Honestly, though, if I'm getting a wish, I would kind of want my wish to be that I could grant other people's wish. But like, I get the choice to grant
Hmm.
it or not. Like a power like that, like I can grant somebody's wish. But I don't know if that would help me in fighting crime. Probably not, unless I can grant my own wish and be like, I wish to defeat my enemy.
That could work. That could
But I
work.
do think, yeah, I think my powers would be darkness. They would be. It would be some kind of. I have to think about it. What about you? I can feel yours would be like very. You would be light. I would be dark.
I feel like yes, my powers might be light, and if I were to pick an element that I would
Mhm.
want to use and or add, it would be fire.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why,
That
just
sounds a little
fire is the first
dark.
thing that popped in my head.
That sounds a little dark there. I was not expecting that. See,
Yeah.
the thing is, I feel like being burned or like burning things is cathartic, but also hurt. Like if I'm fighting people, I have to burn them, right? That's a little too much for me. I feel like that's a little dark there.
As long
There's a
as I'm
little
not burning
darkness there.
myself, I'm taking the bad guy out. I'm gonna do it any way possible. If you
In
gotta
the
burn, you
most
gotta
painful,
burn.
in the most painful way. I feel like burning is like one of the worst ways to go. Oh my gosh.
If you gotta
You might be
burn,
the
you gotta
dark one in
burn.
here. I'm like, I want to grant some wishes. And you're like, fire, give it to me so I can burn my enemies.
I mean, you gotta figure out one way or the other to take them out. Now, I would, if I were to say like, oh, I would want my powers to be like the power of love, happiness. That I'd be lying. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to
Yeah,
y'all.
right.
Like, I want my powers to be that of light. And if I were to pick one element to use, it would be fire, straight up.
Mm, mhm.
At first, technically, if you consider, if you add light and dark, those are also elements. But I'm thinking like between fire, water, earth, and air, fire would be the first element that I would want to use.
I
Like,
agree. I do think fire is just nice. Either fire or water for me. Maybe,
see,
well, if
and
you
I
got
didn't even
fire, maybe I need
consider,
water.
yeah,
Maybe
if
I
we
need
doing
water,
this
so I put out your
together,
fires.
I didn't even consider, well, collateral damage. If I set something on fire, like, how am I going to
Mm.
put it out? The
How
fire
you turn
department's
it
going to
out.
come.
If you don't have air or earth or water or anything, it's just more fire.
Yeah.
You're like, oops. Seems like somebody else's problem there.
Dang,
I'm
I
just here
set
to
that building
burn
on
things.
fire. Well, at least they
Oh well.
evacuated the building. That bad guy shouldn't
Or
have ran
did
into the
they?
building.
That's their problem. I did my part. I set the fires.
Okay, now what kind of Mahou Shoujo outfit would you have? So is it one that's going to be more like, I'll say risque, where you're showing a little bit more skin, or are you
Mhm.
covered up, or like, are you just kind of somewhere in between?
Well, it depends, like, which universe I'm in. Am I in a universe where I can block out other people, like the regular public? Because I am not about to go around in full cosplay, looking really good, but like extra revealing. Like I'm about to have something slip out and be fighting crime while everyone's just watching. Granted, though, I wouldn't look like me, so
Yeah, you don't look like
You
you.
know, who's gonna know if there's a little slip here and there? But it's also magical, so I'll make sure it doesn't slip. You know what I mean? But then again, if I'm fighting like you, for instance, and you have fire, I'm burning up. Like every exposed area of skin is burning up real fast. I need some protection. I think mine would be like medium,
Mm.
like a little bit of skin, but looking really cute. But I do want like two type version, like one where it's like full cosplay esque, like it looks like absolutely looks really good, but like absolutely bizarre in like a regular setting. And then another one that's like more subtle where I can like walk around town, but still be in my magical uniform.
Mm. Well, if that's
What
the
about
case, are
you?
you powering up every time you get stronger?
Um,
Is your outfit changing?
I hope so. I mean, I would like a little outfit change here and there. I'm not gonna lie. I think so. Yeah, I feel like I would like a little outfit
Mm.
changes.
I would agree with
I feel
that.
like you would be full on revealing, like, ooh, sexy.
No. So even if my Mahou Shoujo version of me does not look like me, I think I would be more so on the covered up side, like almost full
What?
cosplay side. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Like
You
not
lying. You lying.
I don't think I can't even picture myself in like a risque type Mahou Shoujo outfit. Like I just
I mean,
can't.
I've
I
seen you
can't.
in risque type, like little cute little Halloween outfit, like that. I feel like that type of moderate risque would be so cute.
When?
In Japan, Halloween, like a little, open button down, like a little short skirt.
Oh,
I
but
feel like
even
that would
still
be so cute. Like
that
the medium
was
risque, you know?
no, but even still that wasn't medium risque because that was like to me Sailor Moon covered. Cuz I still had skirt like the skirt still went to my knees and everything. It wasn't like a short skirt
Yeah,
compared to
but
like
like
Sailor Moon like you
yeah,
could
yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, her
Yeah,
skirt was
her
short.
booty her booty one
Her
bend and
skirt was
everything.
short. Right. But I feel like mine would be not full like Cardcaptor Sakura head to toe,
Yeah.
but like a little bit more. And I'm trying to think of like a Mahou Shoujo that I would say like oh my goodness, I'm drawing a blank. Saint Jian, I think is her name. I can't think of her full name. But it's from an anime a while ago and she's like a petty thief, but she had like some risque parts in her outfit, but not like totally revealing.
Mm.
I don't think it was her, but there are a few Mahou Shoujo where it's like it's not completely covered up, but it's also not completely risque, but it's
Yeah.
not necessarily like fully in the middle either.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably where I'm thinking my
Ooh,
outfit
okay,
would
okay.
be. But obviously, I'd still want every time I leveled up my outfit, I get an outfit change. Cause
Yeah.
what girl doesn't want an
Want a
abundance
little
of different
wardrobe,
wardrobe?
yeah.
Yeah, like
Mine just needs to be it honestly really needs to be comfortable. But yeah, I think I would go for like a medium little risque. If I can change my like body and stuff and my face, like everything about like, oh yeah, we're
mhm.
going for it. We're going for it. But not like I'm not walking around
Yeah.
in a bikini, you know what I mean?
Right, right. My question is I should say the number one question is are you taking the call to become a Mahou Shoujo? So let's say we
Mm,
get the sidekick
okay.
and a cute animal character comes up to you and is like, "The world is in danger. I need you to become a Mahou Shoujo to save the world. Here is a brooch to transform or some gadget to transform."
Mhm.
My question is, are you taking a call?
So, I would sit down with this creature and be like, "All right, listen here. I have a list of questions and demands, okay? First of all,
You gonna
what are the
reason with
hours looking like?" Yes. This is a job interview right here, and if I'm not getting compensated properly, I am leaving the job. I'd be like, "First of all, what are the hours looking like? Like am I working like 24/7? Like do I got to work and then like during work breaks I got to fight crime like or do I get a little free time? Like is it a nighttime thing so I get no sleep at all? Like what's the deal there? Second, do I get anything in return, or am I just being beat up for no reason and fighting these people for no reason? I'm assuming I'm probably protecting the world or whatnot. That's my assumption. But like, do I get any compensation? Like, can I use these magical things like for currency? Like, can I sell them? I need to know. Also, will I heal? Am I healing? Like if I get stabbed in the chest, my arm gets cut off, is it growing back? Because I'm not about to be handicapped like fighting crime for you when I don't know you and I'm not being compensated. If all those things are like all right, then I'd be like, I'm taking the call. I'll take the call. But if I have to sell my soul and everything, I don't know about that. I got to get something in return besides saving the world. Because honestly, some days I'm like, is it really worth it to save the world at this point?
That's all you get is just the satisfaction of knowing that you saved the world.
No, that's not enough. I'll be like, sorry, that's not enough for me. That's not enough for me at all. Especially if like your identity has to be kept secret.
Well, yeah, that's the best part. Because think about, well, I see. Because then at the end of the day, you save the world, you don't get any
I don't get
recognition.
anything. Like I'm still going to work getting spit on or whatnot. Like being disrespected, being asked to work overtime. Like, nah, it's not worth it. Now, if I can get like
Okay.
some money out of it, like if I'm getting like some kind of compensation, I probably would. I mean, why not? It would be fun to like be magical and I don't know if in the stories it's fun to fight crime, but like I feel like in real life that's really painful and scary. But it really just depends on the like how much do I have to give and what am I getting in return kind of thing. But what
Hmm.
about you? I feel like you're taking the call. Regardless, you won't even ask. You'd be like, "I'll take it
Yeah, I think I'm gonna take it.
for that
I mean, I'm still
opportunity."
gonna ask the same questions you probably would, not
Mhm.
to that extent, but I think
What
I'm
are your
still gonna take
hours?
the
What's your
call.
pay?
Yeah, like I'm not gonna ask all that, but I'll be like,
Mhm.
okay, do I have to wake up early in the morning, or like, are you gonna wake
Yeah.
me up in the middle of the night and be like, there's a bad guy? That bad guy gonna have to wait until the morning time. I'm not fighting
Mhm.
him. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning, don't wake me up to go fight crime. Like
Yeah.
that's not
Like
that's not
yeah.
happening.
Like if this is a full-time job, you have to make sure that I don't have to work another full-time job in the real world because
Yeah,
that's too many jobs.
exactly. Exactly. Like, no, this we not doing this. That's not happening. But yeah, I think I would definitely take the call just because I feel like it would be fun. I'd be like, yeah, sure. I have
That's
nothing
true.
else to do. Let me
I have nothing
save the
else.
world.
Let me fight crime, maybe be injured a few times here and there. It's
I
okay.
needed a new hobby. Oh yeah, no, the whole injured thing. That would be the first thing I was like, am I gonna get hurt? Or am I
Yeah.
protected? Like, is this
Yeah.
magical suit going to protect me from getting hurt? And if the answer is yes, then sure. Yeah, why not? Yeah, I got you. I'll save the world.
Yeah, like and also like if you don't have like if it's in the middle of the night, am I feeling rested? Like can magic make me feel rested because that's a lot of energy.
Mm hmm.
I
Mm
need to
hmm.
know these things. But I
Right.
probably just for the experience. I mean, who wouldn't want to have magic?
That would be the best
Is
part.
right? But if the negatives outweigh the positives, then I probably wouldn't, even if I really wanted to.
I think I still would just to give it a try, but my concern would be I'm in over my head situation.
Yeah.
And so now I
Yeah.
can't get out. I got to stick to it.
Yes. Like you're stuck. Like it's kind of like you sold your soul and it's like, oh, snap, I can't. I
Yeah,
can't
it's
break
like,
this.
dang, at
It's
the
like,
end
nope,
of the day, now
you got to
I'm
keep fighting.
I'm stuck. I can't get out.
And I'm
But
and I'm going to assume like if I can level up, that means the monsters I'm fighting can level up too. Or they're getting stronger and
mm,
stronger, the ones I'm fighting. That's also another thing.
yeah.
Wait, I actually have a question. For
Mhm.
your like weapon of choice, do you actually have a weapon or are you using your hands? Like fighting fist to fist? I mean, obviously you're probably
Ooh.
fighting. Or are you using a wand, arrow, like broom, I don't know, something. A gun? I
First
don't know.
first weapon that popped into my head was a bow and arrow. I don't know why.
Okay.
It was just a
Mhm.
bow and arrow. But if I had the opportunity to like be able to conjure up different weapons as part of like my
Yeah.
magical power, then I would use a variety of different weapons, I
Yeah.
think. and just whichever one depending on whoever I'm fighting. But I want to
Okay.
say a bow and arrow or a katana.
Oh, katana's nice.
Those two are the main two that I would want to use. And then, you know, if I, let's say, get those weapons just somehow magically disappear and I can't use them anymore, then yeah, I want to use my fists. That's my last resort, is my hands. That's the other thing
Interesting.
about being in my whole shoujo. I need to know some sort of martial arts to defend myself in case I
Yeah,
get
but
de-armed.
the thing is, does that come with my magical powers? Like, do I just magically know how to fight? I would hope so because then I have to train.
Ooh. Nah, if
Then I
that's
would
the
have to
case, I
train.
want the suit to do it. Because if I got on
Yeah,
gloves, then I don't have to train outside of this suit. The
I
suit
just
will
want
take
my
care of it for me.
yeah.
You know
Honestly, I just want magical powers, and suddenly I just know how to use my body, and I just know how to fight. Like that's what I just want it to be like an instant download. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, I got the ability now.
that would be perfect,
And then on top of
absolutely
that,
perfect.
I would have a huge scythe, and then on the bottom, it's like a chain with like a little knife attached to it, and be swinging around, and I would be like this girl carrying this big, big,
Soul
big
eater
weapon with
looking
me.
chain,
Yeah,
or
and I would
soul
look like
eater
a
looking
Grim
scythe.
Reaper or something. Yeah, like
Yeah,
that's what I want in a
I
cute little
like that.
dress or a cute little outfit. That's my image.
Oh my gosh, that would be cute. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys let us know about your what would you do if you suddenly became a magical girl, or if you suddenly became a magical guy. What are you guys doing? What kind of powers do you have? How did you become a Mahou Shoujo? Let us know. Thank you guys so much for listening to this week's episode. We really appreciate it. We hope you guys will join us next week for another brand new episode. Be sure to follow us on our socials, Instagram and TikTok at Anime Sekai Podcast. And make sure you guys join us again next week for another brand new episode. All right, guys. We will catch you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. See you next week.